How's it going, everybody? It's Classical Chris back again with your next magical musical moment. Today's lesson we're going to talk about finger gymnastics and getting that left hand warmed up and ready to play. So let's get started. So, we're getting ready to play some music. We're going to start practicing maybe for an hour, 2 hours, who knows, maybe even 3 or 4 hours if you are a music major in college right now. And if you are a music major in college, you know that putting 3-4 hours a day of practicing is pretty much necessary, especially with the kind of pieces that you're going to be working on. So, how do we prepare ourselves to be able to have such a long practice session? Well, it's like working out. When I go to the gym, before I start lifting weights or doing plyometrics or anything like that, first thing I do is I get warmed up. Got to get those muscles warmed up, get them ready for some physical activity. And what you're doing is some physical activity with your fingers. So, what I suggest is instead of going right into your pieces of music, do some right hand warm-ups, and then we're going to do some left hand warm-ups. And one of those things we can do is some gymnastic work just to get our fingers touching the strings. In the old days, we're talking like the Renaissance days and that sort of thing, they used to have these pieces called tastar de cordes, which means basically touch the strings. It's like written warm-ups almost. And so the warm-ups don't have to be anything earth-shattering. That's what the pieces are for, right? That's why you're practicing, 1 hour, just one movement of your sonatina or your sonata or whatever you're playing. And especially if you're practicing a Bach lute suite, my goodness, you're going to be practicing that thing for the next year. So, you got to break it up into little chunks. Just take it from me. Just do one movement at a time for a while. So, you got to get those fingers warmed up. So what we can do is just some basic things. Maybe we can start here at say the 6th fret. Nothing earth-shattering just yet. No need to do a big old stretch like that. Let's start here at the 6th fret. Right there, that first finger on B flat. And what we're going to do is just do a couple simple little things. I'm going to play this note here, then go to the 4th finger. I'm going to go to the 2nd string and do the same thing. Also, we're getting a little right hand work in there too, making sure that each note we play is nice and clear and confident. As you're doing this also, ask yourself the question, as I move back to the 5th fret, is each note that I'm playing clear? And am I also playing the notes on the tips of the fingers? Am I doing this and not doing this? Yeah, I got the note, but I also played on the pad of the finger. And so technically that's a mistake. And so we have to make sure that in our warm-ups that we're addressing those issues so that when we play our pieces of music, then when we go and play that note right there, then maybe we have to do a chord that does that. It sounds like that. It's a really pretty major 7 chord. But we're not going to achieve that sound if this pinky finger is used to doing this. Because if I do that, then I get this sound. That kind of thing. And it also pushes my hand down a little bit further. So if I didn't have the experience I have, and I'm still working on stuff, it might even sound like this. That kind of thing. So we want to make sure that we're on the tips of the fingers. So we have that nice sound and that really confident sound that we need to put into the context of the piece of music. And maybe we do that all the way down to the 1st fret. And do that sort of thing. That's just one of many types of finger gymnastics you can do. You don't like going 1, 4, 3, 2, 1? Alright, go 1, 3, 2, 4. Why not that? How about that? and see if you can cross strings. Maybe we'll take the first 4 strings, do something like this. Do something like that. Maybe go to the 5th through the 2nd strings. That sort of thing. That's a little bit tougher. Now we're getting more of a stretch in there, a little bit more of a reach in there. Again, making sure that we do our best to touch on the tips of the fingers and not on the pads of the fingers. So that's just some basic things we can do to get our fingers, our left-hand fingers, warmed up. And remember, guys, this is something that you want to do every single time right before you begin practicing your pieces of music. Make sure you do some technique work. Do some finger gymnastics, do a few pull-offs, some hammer-ons, definitely some right-hand work, because you're going to be using those a lot to do arpeggios and play scales. So warm up with some arpeggios, warm up with some scales a little bit. But definitely get those left-hand fingers warmed up, get them stretched a little bit, get them ready to play those very difficult pieces that I know that you're working on right now. And that is how you do some basic finger gymnastics to get your fingers warmed up and ready to play. Remember, guys, even though this is a very, very basic thing, we want to practice and play with purpose. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done it already, click the like button, click subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so every time I drop a new video, you know exactly when it comes out. Please feel free to share this with all of your friends. I would really appreciate it to help me get my name out there. And again, guys, thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next Magical Musical Moment. And if you're interested in taking your guitar playing to the next level and you want to take private lessons, please feel free to visit my website, www.classicalchris.com. Drop me an email, and I would be glad to work with you one-on-one.